they talking about? Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. Say we about to what? Break bread right now. So let everybody get on in here. Feel me? Let the fam pull up. Cause we about to chop it. Like we always do, topic to topic. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let nothing stop it. Ain't gonna let nothing stop it. Wanna say I appreciate y'all for being y'all. You feel me? Being yourself. Being here at this moment in time. I said, don't forget what we've been chopping it about. You know, been talking about bettering our recovery time, learning to appreciate ourselves. You feel me? Rather than everything else. Don't forget to ask yourself to become more sensitive to the ways that are in the directions of your goals. You feel me? Don't be out here just winging it and then wonder why, dang, why I don't seem like I'm getting nowhere near closer to where I'm trying to go. You feel me? I don't want to get too far gone because we only like a minute in. Still waiting on people to pull up. Make sure y'all hit that like button when y'all come in so everybody know we got this bitch jumping like usual. You feel me? Drop a comment and say what's up so I know who up in here. Like I told y'all before, I bumped my head. Not a few times, but just 2 times, you feel me? So I don't expect everybody to be where I'm at times too, you feel me? What's up, Terry? Come on in here. What's up with it, bro? We back at it, as usual. You feel me? All right, most deaf, bro. Finna send you a text right now. But you know, we are really still chopping it about how they got us celebrating our own death. And we asking to become more sensitive to the things that's becoming for us. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. I just sent you a message just now, Terry. I appreciate that love. Let me post the link as well for anybody else who wanna show love to the family. As like I said, as we do over here, this the Blacks Rehab where you can come get your therapy. Get your therapy on. Man, shout out to my brother Trent in the building. Man, again, like I told y'all, this the bro, one of the first bros to support the movement, you feel me? I reached out to him soon. I told him what I was doing, bro. Reached right back like, here you go, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I told him like, man, shoot, thank you, bro. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate you supporting what I'm doing because it means a lot when you doing things that's positive and the people around you seek to support that. You know what I'm saying? It means a whole lot. So I'm very thankful for that, bruh. And I'm also thankful for him being able to pull up with us today so he can chop it with us. But, we finna get to it in a minute. Trying to wait on a few more people to pull up. But how you doing today, bruh? How you feeling? Sending positive energy to you, that you feeling great. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're here. All right, let's get to it. All right, straight up and down. Now, you know how a lot of times we be like, man, boy, that breath so funky. That shit killing me. You know what I'm saying? We be like that, right? All right. This is what I want to talk to y'all about. Like, yes, bad breath is killing you, but it's not what you think. It's the way that we breathe. Like, for a lot of us, we breathing straight out our mouth. We ain't even worrying about inhaling through our nostrils. That alkaline breath, as well as learning how to control our breaths. We breathe so many short breaths because of the things and the habits that we participate in, such as smoking, which leads to one breathing so many short breaths. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like hyperventilating without you paying attention. You know what I'm saying? You so desensitized by the toxins that's being released from the smoke to the point you don't even recognize that you taking a whole bunch of short breaths. In this life, we only got but a certain amount of, you know what I'm saying, breaths. We only got but a certain amount of function. Don't get me wrong, you can add to your life. You can add to your life. Shout out to my brother Radical. Shout out to my brother Radical. Appreciate you, Terry. Appreciate that support, man. Appreciate that hitting up that cash up. Appreciate everybody who been supporting. But we only got but a certain amount of breaths, right? That's allotted to us by the functionality that we're allowing for our body to have, aka health, right? So when you think about that, it's important. It's important. Oh no, thank you, Terry. Thank you. I just got it, Terry. It hit the phone just now. You feel me? But it's important that we regulate our breaths. Y'all hit that like button so everybody know we live. It's important that we regulate our breaths so we don't turn around and recognize. Look up one day, we just like, dang, I'm totally out of breath. I cannot breathe. You know, for some of us, we wait till we darn near overweight before we recognize that we can't breathe. You feel me? I just ask that you keep asking for that sensibility. Ask to be more sensitive to the things that are becoming of your body. Because for so long, we've been programmed. We've been programmed to celebrate our death. So therefore, we've been eating things that are becoming of our deaths. You feel me? Believe it or not, people who have like diabetes, I would suggest that you eat a fruit diet still. Even though, man, shout out to my sister Shay Love, even though your energy or your sugars may be high, they will regulate themselves because of the natural sugars that you're taking in versus these processed sugars. You know what I'm saying? These sugars that are additives. You feel me? These are the natural sugars that you're getting from the fruit. When you get natural sugars from the fruit, it'll regulate itself. So don't trip on that. As well as it'll allow for your body to get some rest from all that heavy lifting it's been doing from all the heavy foods. Like if you was able to see some of the foods that we eat under a microscope, you'd be like, dang, man, how is that even gonna pass through my body? How is that? It don't. That's why it becomes a problem when you lacking in fiber. You feel me? So with that being said, just something to think about, man. Something to think about. As much as, you feel me? Okay. I appreciate you, Shay, for confirming that. As much as, you know, we be hard on ourselves, like a lot of us don't want to make certain changes because we think about like, man, all these people gonna remember all the stuff I already went through. But are you so worried about what other people think about you that you won't do what's best for you? Some of us got to really sit back and think about the habits that we have. A lot of them are regulated or they are derived from us worrying so much about what other people think about us to the point we won't even do what's best for us. So in this moment in time, you hearing this message or hearing these messages so you can be reminded to do what's best for us. You know what I'm saying? We got to do what's best for us. That's, you know, that's all the time something that should be on our mind. You feel me? All right, is this the best move towards my goal? If not, then you might want to, you know what I'm saying, move around and not be on that. Because at the end of the day, we can't get mad. We can't get mad, y'all, when we are so far behind, at least in our own mind. And here's some good news for those of y'all that might feel like you far behind with, you know, different things you probably should be doing in life. Let that be your drive, right? Because if you didn't feel like you're far behind, would you think to do anything? But don't let it be so debilitating to the point you don't do anything. You know, if you keep on letting it be like in a form of regret, change the way that you even say that. Change the way that you look at that thought. Look at it as though, you know what? I'm glad I'm having this thought right now so I don't have to regret this at the end of time. Because it's not over with. You're not dead. So you still got an opportunity to do what? Do the things that you say you want to do. Bring forth the truth that you say you want to bring. You feel me? That's just straight up and down. I know for a lot of us, we get so caught up in these timelines, you feel me? We be thinking like, dang, our people so far behind. This is another reason why you can't be hard on yourself. You be thinking like our people so far behind, but man, truth be told, a lot of these timelines that confuse us, they ain't that long ago. They wasn't that long ago. You feel me? Quite frankly, I'm finna play y'all some of the things that was done to our people, so you can quite possibly understand the programming that we up against. You feel me? The type program that we up against.
Plantation owners in Southern America owning black Americans and treating them with harsh physical punishments if they went against
Can
the
y'all hear
owner's
that?
wishes.
Let me know if y'all can hear it. Put one
However,
up.
those television documentaries and references in history books seldom explore the very personal
Can y'all hear it?
horrors faced by those who were enslaved some 2 centuries ago. Here are some instances where slaves were forced into extreme sexual behaviors and reproducing children to replenish the number of slaves solely
Oh, it's
for
not
the
loud
benefit
enough. Hold on
of
one
their
second.
masters.
Let me fix
Number
that.
one,
But this video is basically gonna be talking about the different things that was done to our ancestors, as to show y'all why a lot of us wind up still doing certain things today or have bad habits that it's like, dang, it seems like this the hardest thing for us to break, right? So give me just a second. I'm finna find my speaker so we can get this thing going. Got my speaker. Shay Love. You see they over there talking that nonsense, talking about Blue, when did you beat me? You see that shit? They over there talking that nonsense, talking about Blue, when did you beat me? All right, I found my other speaker. Let's see if this junk is working. Here we go. Think we. Let's see. Let's see if he connected though. Or is this one connected? Said, why can't you wait? All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, early morning smoke. Blue got them boys salty. Got them boys salty, y'all. I'm finna hook this phone up to this speaker so we can. It's 11:11. The ancestors is definitely telling us we on the right path. You feel me? And they with us. So y'all be, happy that y'all in this moment and doing what y'all supposed to be doing. You feel me? Cause the ancestors is definitely confirming us right now. Definitely confirming us right now with that 11:11. And it's like we caught that mud right on the head, for real, for real. We caught that thing right on the head. So in this moment, I'm gonna need for y'all to be thinking about y'all ancestors, telling them how grateful y'all are to be here in this moment. You know what I'm saying? Cause this is the moment. In the moment in time in which you notice what you should be doing with your life, that's the moment of change. You feel me? So this is a monumentous moment. You feel me? This ain't just no happenstance. This ain't just no happenstance. If anything, because this happened, hey, and you still got your sense, hey, this gonna happen. Since you did the work, you feel me? That's what we looking at. Because of the work that we done, now we here in this moment. To where it's all making sense. Certain things that we was going through at one point in time, we was looking at that shit like it was, man, come on, bro. Like it was rocket science. Now when you look back at this type of stuff, it's like I understand exactly what you mean, Gold. I know exactly what you're talking about. So hold on one second. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, y'all. Got the sound coming in. Can y'all hear that?
And reproducing children to replenish the number of slaves solely for the benefit of their masters. Number one, slave women were subjected to many sexual improprieties. Among them were violations by their masters and their sons, forced matings, and arranged marriages. Number two, historian E. Franklin Frazier said stockmen were weighed and tested before being put into a room with young women to mate for the purpose of bearing children. Number three, by the end of the 18th century, the breeding of slaves was a common practice. Laws were changed so the public could view slaves as things instead of people, so the owner could do with them as he wished. Slave owners even began believing that slavery was grounded in the Bible. Number
Hold on,
four,
hold on, cause
American slave.
we going pretty fast right now. Like he already said how, in order to continue the slavery, they forced the women to have sex with they sons in arranged marriages. As much as they make it seem like the slaves wanted to get married, they arranged marriages, basically saying like, we're we're gonna keep down your ability to propagate your seed out here freely. We're gonna arrange that you be married. And as much as we be thinking like a lot of this stuff over here is our idea, we be thinking this stuff is our idea. We've been programmed to do this shit. You feel me? And that's what, like Terry is alluding to, that's where the term motherfucker came from. Not to mention, shoot, the way they set the Bible and translated the Bible, we know they fucked with it. You know what I'm saying? To the point they got the Bible even sounding crazy at certain points. Let me run that back because it was another point I wanted to make that he said too. Like, come on, G.
Women to mate for the purpose of bearing children. Number three,
Forcing
by
women
the
to
end
mate
of the
only for the
18th.
purpose of bearing children. You feel me? As much as, this might sound crazy, but sex ain't strictly for the point of reproduction all the time. It's a lot of times it's meant for the cultivation of one's spirit with another person, as well as the cultivation within. Like the experience of affection does something for a man. Peace to my bro. Man, hit that like button for me, family. I need that energy. You feel me? It does something to a man or woman, to receive the affection in return for what they're putting out. So sex can be an alchemical thing. You feel me? It can cause a change from within. Therefore, real resurrecting DNA that might have been dormant at one point in time. You feel me? But again, when you teach women to only be able to have sex for the purpose of mating, that's when women was objectified to the greatest extent, to the point now it just falls downhill. People doing it don't even know why. We don't even know why. We like, shoot, I gotta get married. You know what I'm saying? When here it is, it's been propagated to us. It's been told and forced upon us to get married in order to keep down the spreading of your seed. And here it is, the other group of people wish they could spread their seed like you do. So are you surprised that a person tell you cut it down? You feel me? Now, I'm not gonna tell you to go out here and just be wilding the fuck out, because it's the balance that matters. You gotta have a balance. But when a person stops you completely, as well as a person pushes you overboard, those things are radicals. So our people were pushed to be radicals. But at times, they want to make sure that radicalness only stays to our detriment, never doing it to your benefit. And in that sense, you have become sadistic. And that's why I'm telling you the error of our ways, so we can in turn reverse engineer ourselves. And in turn, as individuals, we each put up a point for the team, right? And if we each put up a point for the team, and in some cases putting up, multiple points, we can't lose, y'all. We can't lose. Everybody see fit on how we gonna put up points for the squad. That's how it gotta be. Yeah, they put bags over them women heads so they couldn't. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all check my chat, because the people in my chat, my family in my chat be dropping information, so y'all don't miss that either. This video got double playback value. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check all my live chats, because they be dropping information to confirm what I'm saying. Because I know it's a lot of people that be like, well, where's the proof for that? Like, check my chat out. You know what I'm saying? Check my chat out.
The breeding of slaves was a common practice. Laws were changed so the public could view slaves as things instead of people, so the owner could do with them as he wished. Slave owners even began believing that slavery was grounded in the Bible.
Some more objectifying.
American slaves in 1860 were worth $4 billion, which was far more than the $228 million worth of gold and silver
They ain't gonna tell you
circulated
that.
back then.
They ain't gonna tell you that.
Even the value of southern farmland, $1.92 billion, did not amount to the worth of the slaves. So for the owners, their slaves were worth everything to them. Number 5.
They ain't gonna tell y'all that, is they? They ain't gonna tell y'all that you was worth more. Even though we know everybody that looked like us wasn't enslaved at the time. You feel me? That's just a blanket to try to enslave everybody else's mind who looked like us. To just be like, oh, okay, so I'm subject to these people. I'm just lucky to have a job. But even with that, these people was worth more than the gold they had circulating. Worth more than the land they was standing on. But we not the, oh, you're not worth, you're not chosen. What? Who ain't? Tell that shit to another sucker. Because it's too much proof and confirmation in what we been through and what we still do today. That we these people, man. And all they did was reverse our virtues on us. But guess what? It ain't that hard to get back to you. All you got to do is reverse and revert back to you, G. That's it. That's the good
The
news.
mortality rate among slaves was very high. So their owners would often encourage or force them to have children. Even at the age of 13, females were expected to begin having children to replenish the slave stock. They were expected to have 4 or 5 children by the age of 20. They were often encouraged by their owners to do this with the promise of freedom. Number 6.
Hold up. Now you see the hang up now. Come on. I don't know for y'all. Y'all probably didn't have that hang up in y'all family. But my mother felt burdened by the fact that she had my sister so early. You feel me? To the point her children was left with that burden. I had to make sure in my head, it was a ring. With everything that I did, do not have no children. Do not have no children before you're grown. Because my mother felt bad for the shit herself. You feel me? The fact that she had my sister when she was a kid. So I ain't had no kids till I was 22. And I felt like, dang, okay, at least I did that. You see what I'm saying? So if anybody out here might have had that hang up themselves, you feel me, or had that family member that felt bad for something they did to the point they told everybody else, you better not do this. Recognize that a lot of this stems from slavery times. On how when they was too busy killing off, come on now, because they intertwine the stories, right? You know, one point they tell you all the so-called natives died off. You feel me? Remember who the natives was, right? The people that look like the people of the Indies, or the West Indies, or of India, the native people of them, which are heavily melanated people like ourselves, or carbon-based people like ourselves, right? So they said these people were killed off when they came in contact with these people. They said that. These people were killed off when they came in contact with these people, whether they pillaged them or they died from illness from being around filth. Be that as it may, they turned around and had to bring over slaves from Africa. And after a while, even these slaves was dying from being around them. Sound like they might be the same people, G. Sound like they might be the same people. It sounds like they might be the same people. Oh, we're going to get to the divesting. We're gonna talk about why we wanted, why we got certain programs in us, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, even now I had to check myself after this shit, man. After this, man. Like, I felt like my people was dying in so many droves to the point I felt like, man, it was bestowed upon me to try to replenish my people and put some people out here that I know of substance. But even after watching this video, I recognize some of the programs that was put in me to feel like I got to have a whole bunch of kids. Like, you see what they told these women? If they had a certain amount of kids by the time they was 20, they'd be freed. See, we think only our mothers went through that. We think only our grandmothers think like that. We think only our great-greats think like that. But we still think like that today. We still think like that today, or we still affected by that today. It shouldn't be nothing wrong with having children. You feel me? They use you for your strength. But when you recognize that your children are gonna be put in harsh conditions, you don't want to keep on giving birth to children that's gonna have to be given to them. You see what I'm saying? So it has to be a balance in that conversation within you. But when you just think these are your thoughts because they up here, then you just run with them, not realizing the program that's been put in you before now. Look up epigenetics on how you can turn off and turn on certain genes through certain conditions or certain environmental triggers. They told us we was getting jobs, so niggas thought we was better off. But what you think the job of picking cotton was? I mean, what you think picking cotton was? That was a job. What you think dealing with the horses or cleaning up after the horses was? That was a job. What you think tending to the house was? That was a job. It's funny how they changed the wording and got a motherfucker thinking everything is all right. But you heard them. You heard what they said. You heard what they said. Intelligence is light. Now see it. See the light.
Female slaves who did not cooperate with their owners to bear children for them would be subjected to many and various punishments.
What if they couldn't have
mental
kids?
And physical. Number 7. In some instances,
Even if
the
they couldn't have
females
kids,
who
they
bore
gonna get
children
punished.
for their owners were given gifts, including extra clothing, the withdrawal of any harsh treatment, and sometimes, if their quota was met, freedom.
Hold on. So now you see. Now you see the promiscuous, where the promiscuousness comes from. He said they was promised freedom if they gave babies to this man.
The withdrawal of any harsh treatment, and bore children for their owners were given gifts, including extra clothing, the withdrawal of any harsh treatment, and sometimes, if their quota was met, freedom.
But when you look at this picture, what's so crazy is I don't see no black people though. Hold on, let me show y'all this picture. I don't see no black people in this picture. Can y'all see that? Let me see. Yeah, I don't see no black people in this picture. And it's a lady sitting over here with no shirt on. So when he talk about giving them more clothing, we talking about how these people treated their own family. Oh yeah, y'all ain't never heard about girl boys. Y'all see that lady over there with no clothes on, right? With no shirt on, with her breasts out. You see the little baby with no clothes on. This how these people treated their family. So this was bringing you into the family. That's why I say we talking about a culture clash. Breadcrumbs leading to your true culture. Because if you recognize the way they treated you was fucked up, then you should know the opposite of that is your shit. If mistreating people ain't what's up, then guess what? Treating people right is your shit. Giving life in abundance is your shit. That's why they turned around and used you for that. Don't get it twisted. But they took your strength and turned it into a weakness. Yeah. You get your strength back by having knowledge on when to utilize it and purpose it. You know, so often people tell you, oh, well, don't get caught up in your negative energy or stay in your positive. Like, I'm telling you right now, be balanced. Know when to use both. Let's get back to it.
Number 8. Women who did not or could not bear children would not be given any breaks or rewards that were given to mothers, and they would do the same work on the level of men. Number 9.
That's where you hold on.
If a woman,
that's where you get that whole masculinity or unnecessary masculinity. You feel me? Because you know I don't play that whole masculine feminine game against each other. I play it to where we use our energies to become unstoppable as gods. You see what I'm saying? But this where you get the whole bringing the woman up to masculinity, like no different than taking the man away from her, how that made her have to act more masculine within the family. You know what I'm saying? To try to suit both roles. But when you tell a woman just because she can't bear kids, you gonna treat her just like a nigga, then you feel me? That's some of the first programming, you feel me? As well as the men that was in the field seeing that, the descendants of those men, that's why they treat you the same way nowadays. That's why you get that same energy nowadays. If a nigga ain't got no kids with you, you know what I'm saying? And in some case, shoot, it's done got so out of control. The escalation is, you know, the unnecessariness of this has led to men who even have kids with women don't have no respect for them. You feel me? That's what, come on, bro. Let's get back to it.
Deemed infertile, she would sometimes be separated from her family, and owners would sometimes split up married couples and require them to choose new partners. Number 10. Male slaves at the age of 15 were inspected to see if they could breed well. If it was deemed that they could not, their testicles would be castrated.
Now you see.
Over the course of 5 years, each young male was expected to get at least 12 female slaves pregnant. According to the slave narratives, a male slave named Bert was said to have fathered over 200 children. Number 11. Plantation owners would often take the pretty female slaves and put them to work in the household. But if the owner showed affections or gave favors to the pretty girl, his wife would subject her to torture. If the pretty slave bore a child, the owner's wife would behead that child. Number 12. To provide entertainment for his friends, the plantation owner would sometimes arrange orgies among the male and female slaves. His friends would be allowed to join in them. Number 13. A slave wife could never be faithful to her husband, as most owners demanded she have affairs with other men, nor was she allowed to remain pure or virtuous. Number 14. Some male slaves were purchased by their owners solely by the size of their penis, and the black men were often raped by their gay slave owners. This process was called breaking the buck. And finally, number 15. Not all owners abandoned the children they fathered with female slaves. Some would provide them with education and money, and some owners even set free their mistresses and mixed-race children. That's all for today. Let us know.
So basically, they gave incentives to people who would allow for them to have kids with them. Not to mention, they would hype us up with orgies, allow for us to have sex freely. Obviously, you know, it probably wasn't that big of a deal within our culture, because that's why we always talk about it take a village to raise a kid, meaning everybody gonna be responsible for the next generation regardless. But here it is, if you start an orgy or allow for slaves who have been, you know, made to abstain to all of a sudden have the freedom to have sex, all right, now orgy going on, and you just happy, shoot, that you allowed to have sex. You don't pay no attention to all the unnecessary shit going on. Not to mention how, like he said, often you wonder why black men have such large genitalia in mass, to the point it's like, dang, it's just known that black men got it like that. You feel me? These fools was breeding for that. You wasn't valuable as a black man if you didn't have that. Then you flip over to the women. You wasn't valuable as a black woman if you wasn't going, if you wasn't fucking everybody, including massa. So it would be more revolutionary, you know what I'm saying, for any of us to do the opposite of what we've been forced to do, or what we was once forced to do. Or we might find ourselves like the young man that we was talking about yesterday, with his hands in the cookie jar. But it's to his detriment, because they cover rat poison with sugar. They cover rat poison with sugar. But because of the sugars that are within each of our cells that we keep on trying to reconnect with or add to, causing an imbalance, because we're identifying with the sugars, but these are not the same sugars that your body uniquely provides for you. So now you're causing an imbalance even with the sugar. Not to mention, once you bite into the sugar, the poison behind it. The poison behind it. If you really appreciate people, how come we can't appreciate everybody for who they are at this point? And allow for each group to have their time, you feel me, and grow on. But truth be told, it's not that much of a separation between us, though. It's not. It's really, we're really more closely related than you think. And as time goes on, you're going to see as we go right back into the appearances we once had, as we got so far away from when we once were. We got so far from the intelligence we once had, the light that was once on us or in us. So therefore, we was expressed the way that we appear now. Everything comes full circle. Why you think this planet heating up like it is? And it ain't taking no for an answer. Every time they kick back, it kick back. Every time they try to kick on their little weather machine, shoot, it heat back up. Mama still hot. If you was to take a temperature of the ground, it's still about 100. Why? Because it's that time. It's that time. And like the animals of nature are in tune with nature, so it helps them to survive. That's their culture. You feel me? That's their culture, what helps them survive. And we need to get in tune with what helps us survive. You know what I'm saying? We need to get in tune with what helps us survive. It's overdue. It's overdue for us still playing the fool to what's our culture. Culture is that which helps you to survive. And in the times that aren't so harsh, it's that which helps you thrive, meaning you can help others. You can help others. So the goal is to be returned to being self-sufficient. Return, because that's what you once was. Return to the God that is you. That's why it's so hard to accept this shit that you've been through. That's why. That's why it's been so hard on you. That's why. That's why you cry when others is going through, but you take it. You take it for others. That's why you took them whoopings for your sibling when you was younger. That's why you rocked your mama to sleep and wiped her tears from her eyes. For this time, for somebody to say, I see you and I appreciate you and I need you to keep going on and keep being the light, because it's everything that you've been through that's going to make everything all right. It's going to make everything all right. Y'all hang in there. We got a family reunion coming. Tell you, 2022, it's going to make sense. It's going to all make sense. It makes sense now. But I need you to appreciate what you have right now in order for you to see it. In order for you to see it clear, you got to appreciate what you have right here. And that's this moment. And in this moment, if you practice appreciation, you will see everything in your life worth appreciating. You will see it. But you won't be able to see it if you keep on worrying about what you don't have. Quite frankly, it's what you won't have if you keep going about it at that rate. If you keep going about it at that rate, you'll be lucky to see another day. Because at this point, when you complaining about what you don't have, it's like you giving up on yourself. And those things that was meant to come to you, they feeling the energy that you putting out, like you ready to clock out. So even that you had once said you want to turn around and go back. Remember, you lose the magic when you complain your way through. But it's when you find the beauty in what you have to go through that's going to make you triumph. You feel me? Come on, man. Don't give up on you. Who better than you? Who better than you? And if you think somebody better than you, I'm going to tell you it ain't true. Because the one person you know is you. The one person you know is you. And if you can't see the greatness in you, you can't see the greatness in nobody else. But the only reason why you here, the only reason why you appreciate what I'm saying to you is because these are the words that's in your heart and your mind. But somewhere down the line, somebody tried to make you go blind. But I'm just shining the light on you, shining the light on your truth. So go forth in your light, in your spirit. Shine bright, shine bright. Though you ain't saying nothing, it's messages in you that I can hear. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. And it's gonna be okay. It's already okay. Today is your day. Pull up. Pull up. When shit looking down, look up. Practice different ways. Don't continue in the ways that you always been going in. You gotta do something different. When they tell you it's over, you tell yourself it ain't. You don't gotta prove that shit to nobody. You talk to yourself and talk to yourself nice. Speak life to your situation. You know why? Because you worth it. And everything that you went through, everything that you going through, it has a purpose. But don't delay your purpose or forego your purpose by talking shit about yourself. Nah, leave that hating ass shit to everybody else. Cause they gonna hate where you take it this time. If they was hating on you the last time. But guess what? You ain't got time to slow down. You ain't got time to slow down. Cause it's people that's coming behind you with the same heart as you that need you to throw down. Need you to throw down before this whole shit go down. Without nobody making a sound or an unction to say, you know what? We love the children. We love our women. We love our men. Speak up. Be heard. Be heard. That's your voice. That's yours. Don't let nobody take it from you. Don't let nobody take that song out your heart because you've been quiet for too long. You've been quiet for too long. And you wonder why they attack you. Because your voice is so strong that if you just say one thing, people will get it. But we need you to say more than one thing because you done been through so much, and so much of your living was for you to reveal the lesson within it. The lesson within it. Don't worry about it. We gonna know that it's authentic. We gonna know that it's authentic because we been through it too. And we can see what it look like when you going through it. But I'm just saying, I'm fucking with you. Even if ain't nobody else fucking with you. No, I fuck with you and I love you. You are worth it. Don't ever give up. Ain't nothing above you. Ain't nothing above you but you. You gonna be talking to you, asking you why you didn't just pull through. Why you didn't just finish. Why you didn't see it through. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna remind you, you can do this. You got this. Within you is a non-fail mechanism. Your mind to tell you you ain't got nothing left when you got 60%, when you at 60%, just so you don't crash out. But I'm letting you know you still got 40. And you can last. You can last now. Now that you know, move forward. Don't sleep on yourself, man. Don't sleep on yourself. Don't sleep. You are the greatness that you seek. You are the greatness that you seek. Appreciate y'all, man. Shoot, y'all drop a comment. Say I love myself. And everything I need, I already got. Say I love myself. And everything I need, I already got. We got this, y'all. Contrary to popular belief, we got this. We got this shit on lock, G. I want to send a shout out to my sis, Trip Seeds, Treehouse. Man, I can't wait to get with you, sis. We got this family reunion coming up. Y'all better be there, be square. And even if you is square, still be there. Still be there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with the fam. Yeah, feel me. Fuck what they saying. Be there. Okay? Be there. I got one thing I want to leave y'all with, though. before I go. Hey, I got some, Shay boy, I got some Cleveland finest before I go though for y'all though.
Let me tell you what it is and what it really means. A hard drought, but it's all right. We gon' make it out by any means. Let me tell you who I am. You ain't had to guess. Young alchemist, young Malcolm X. I'm the truth, no matter what the outcome is. Let me tell you how they poison us. Call it Hennessy. Better pay attention to the enemy. Better known as
White supremacy.
Let me tell you, should be repercussions at inauguration since they ain't discussing mass incarceration. Brothers locked up all across the nation now. Don't let them tell you when you had a right to remain silent. They give you time when you fight with tyrants or any crime that's non-violent. They love to tell you how we are when we get violent, but they never tell you what we get by when we don't trust badges or believe in sirens. Now let me tell you, when it come to jail, you know they proud investors. But let me ask you how the drug dealers get more time
Then the child molesters.
Let me tell you, or show your ass what they didn't show. How the Black Panthers and the civil rights got destroyed by COINTELPRO.
Ugh.
Let me tell you, when the verdict crazy, we commit arson. 50 years after civil
That's what we
rights,
do.
So why the fuck is we still marching?
Ugh.
I ain't fooled by the news, don't let it get to me. Don't let them tell you about your history.
Don't let them tell you.
The truth to be a mystery.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I'm on fire just like a furnace. Modern Nat Turner that'll keep a burner.
Okay.
Races that wanna turn up.
Okay.
Now let me ask you why state troopers shoot like state hoopers when a black man is a
True ruler.
Bitch, I'm King Kunta, mix a massive
Musa.
Now let me tell you, the haters speaking through hand gestures. Tell the man and tell the clan I ain't going off.
By my ancestors.
Let me tell you, I ain't nothing like the average soldier. We done fought battle and lost battles, but I ain't stopping till the war's over.
Ugh.
Let me tell you, they love to treat us like we not effective. Had to fight our way through disaster, so you damn right, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, great leaders, the road that paved it, leaving people in amazing black hoodie on just to make a statement. Let me tell you, man.
Alright, I can't leave y'all without dropping one last gem on y'all. One last gem.
It's like an algorithm that you can rely on. It's a cognitive script, a mental shortcut that you can pull out whenever the situation is right. Even if you are talented, you can't succeed without having great habits. You don't need to lose weight, you need better eating habits, and then your weight will always be around where you want it to be. You don't need more money, you just need better financial habits, and then you'll always have enough money to manage the thing that comes up. You can be the architect of your habits rather than the victim of them. A lot of the time people talk about, I want to have more money, or I want to lose weight, or I want some kind of result. But the truth is, your bank account is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning and reading habits. And so it's actually, we think the thing that needs to change is the bank account or the test score or the number on the scale, but actually the thing that needs to change are the habits that precede those outcomes.
Exactly.
Every action you take is kind of like a vote for the type of person you want to become. And if you can master the right actions, if you can master the right habits, then you can start to cast votes for this new identity, this desired person that you want to be. Doing one push-up does not transform your body, but it does cast a vote for being the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. The technical definition of a habit is a behavior that has been repeated enough times to be more or less automatic. So things that you can do pretty much without thinking about them. Unplugging your toaster after each use, or tying your shoes, or brushing your teeth. Things that you pretty much just go on autopilot when you do them. Now, why does the brain build them? What role does it play? Well, as you go through life, you need energy to survive. And this is true not just for humans, but for all organisms need some kind of energy to survive. And getting energy requires energy. You need to eat food to be able to walk around and find the next meal. Using energy is expensive because the more energy you use, the less you have available for the other things that life throws at you. And so your brain is looking for ways to conserve energy whenever possible. And habits are a great method for doing that. So for example, when our ancestors were roaming around the savannah, if there was a berry patch 100 meters from you, it made sense to go to that berry patch rather than one that was like on the other side of the mountain, right? You would choose the path of least resistance. And eventually, what your brain learns is, oh, whenever I'm by this tree, that means the berry patch is 100 meters away. And so the tree becomes a signal that, hey, food is over there. And your brain is always picking up on these signals throughout life that indicate where things are at. And the more that you come across those signals, the more you automate your response, and pretty soon you're taking a right when you get to that tree, even though you're not even thinking about it, you're just doing it automatically.
A house?
You see that shit?
Which one do you
So
think is
it's
more
all about how you program yourself.
And it makes that whole process of finding energy, solving the problems of life, and getting through things.
1 second, yeah.
Requires less energy and attention and effort than it did before. A lot of people don't feel like they have control over their habits. They feel like their habits are taking control of them, that they're like a victim of these bad routines. And once you start to dive in a little bit and like uncover the layers and realize what a habit is and how it works, then you start to develop a little more control over it. If we're going to be building habits anyway, then it makes more sense to be able to understand how they work and how to structure them so that you can be the architect of your habits rather than the victim of them.
And you break them down into this cue, craving, response, and reward, which is kind of not their traditional way.
So I choose that 4-stage model: cue, craving, response, reward. There's a lot of science behind it. 3 of those 4 stages are very common: cue, response, and reward. And the idea, and there's 100 years of behavioral psychology research behind this, that if you show someone the right cue and they take an action and then you follow it with a reward, you can train them to do that thing whenever the cue arises again, whenever the stimulus happens. So if whenever the light in the lab turns on, the monkey gets a squirt of juice, then it knows whenever the light is on, I should go over and put my mouth underneath the nozzle to get some juice or whatever. And you can do that for all kinds of things. And it works for human behavior as well in many ways. But then there was this second wave of research with cognitive psychology over the last probably 50 to 75 years that shows that not only do external cues and external rewards influence our habits, but also internal moods, emotions, feelings, thoughts, beliefs, those influence our behaviors too. So you don't actually do something for the reward, you do it for the image that the reward creates in your mind. If you go to Amazon and you buy Atomic Habits or you buy some book or whatever, you aren't actually buying the book. You can't because you don't have it yet. What you're buying is the image that sales page creates in your mind. You're buying the expectation that it will be a good book. And the reward of actually having the book or reading the thing only comes afterward. It only comes after the action. I believe this is true for pretty much all human behaviors and actions. It is actually the anticipation that it will be good that gets you to lift it up. The reason that I take a drink of this tea is not because I like the tea. I haven't drank it yet. It's because I anticipate that having a sip will taste good. And so it's actually the anticipation or the hope, the prediction of what is to come that motivates all actions to occur.
Yeah, you have it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna dig deeper into that. That's gonna be the next video. Digging deeper into, creating an algorithm within ourselves that will allow for us to not miss a workout day, to not miss a day of studying our language, to not miss a day of being a conscious parent, to not miss a day of being quicker to recover from my problems than I was yesterday. So with that being said, family, I love you as myself. And there ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. And I'm so glad that we still in connection. Kinfolk. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. So pull up a chair, come over here to the round table. We about to break it all down. So we just what? Broke bread right now. Peace within, peace out. Love within, love out.